Another video. In this video we'll show you how to view / upload files and images directly to Salesforce via a table. So table is a really good feature if you want to upload multiple files without having to use repeated section. Looks nicer and it's easier. So let's say I've got Joe Blogs here. I've got a few files for Joe Blogs, and yeah, we'll play with them. We'll show them through a table, and then we'll even upload new ones directly. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is get a table, and then you want to do a few things in here. You want to bring back file name. You want to bring back extension, and that's about it really for me anyway. File name and extension, that's all I care about. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a lookup, which is going to be all contacts. And through those contacts we'll view their related files. So here's contact, here's everybody, and we are good to go. Now, in order to view files and images directly and bringing them in a table so you can view them is a bit tricky, not straightforward like everything else. So you need to watch every step that I do and then follow it exactly the way it is. So first thing we'll do is we'll do a get. The first object you want to bring back is content document link. Alright, so content document link. And by the way, this is if you want to view from files. If it's notes and attachments, it's completely different. So content document link. And then what you want to do is you want to set a condition, and your condition is going to be linked entity ID equals your contact lookup, or whatever lookup or the ID that you're using, because we need to find out who the linked entity ID is. So for me it's contact, so that's what I'm going to choose. And then I'm going to bring all, okay, and I'll limit it to 20. Now at this point I don't want to map anything, I'll just click apply. Then I want to create a child, and the child is going to be content document, like that. And condition here is important. What we're going to say is content document ID in #1 content document link, and then content document ID. So remember the in part. Click apply. Again, I'm bringing all. I'll limit it to 20. Now the final puzzle is the files. So here we do files, and then we say and it should have automatically done it really. So you can see content document ID equals 1.1 content document ID, and again bring in all, limited to 20. At this point you do map something which is to your table. So here I'm going to bring back file, let's do title, and then extension, like that. Alright, so that's all I have to do. Apply and finish. Now let's just test this quickly. So in my lookup, if I do Joe Blogs, you can see it's actually bought nothing. So let's go and fix that quickly. Let's double check everything. That one's in, and the last one needs to be in as well. My bad, it was equals. So remember that in the files, that needs to be in too, okay? Like that. So now let's do our test again. Let's just refresh the form. Bring back Joe Blogs, and there you go. Alright. These are the 4 documents currently available for Joe Blogs. And you can see they're different extension types as well. So we've got JPEG, PDF, PNG, DocX. Now, in order to view these files, you will need 2 different elements. For images such as JPEG and PNG, you need the image element, and for PDF and DocX, you need the file viewer. You cannot view images in a file viewer, and you cannot view files in an images. Those are the 2 rules you must understand. So what we're going to do is we're going to name our form. We're going to say parent table file. Okay, And then we're going to get a hidden field. And this hidden field is going to pass the file ID into this hidden field. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a button to the table. So we click on the table itself, go to Advanced, check Custom Actions, give it a name, say View File, for example, and then pass it to File ID. Now what this is going to do is going to create buttons here for you. So let's enable debug mode on and show you what we are doing. Okay, let's refresh. Let's get Joe Blogs again. And then here, if I do click file, it's going to pass ID directly into this hidden field. That's all we're doing here, really. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we're going to get another form, and in that form, we're going to set up our viewers, and I'll show you how that's done as well. So let's open link in new tab. Let me move this one over here, and we're going to open a brand new form. And let's call this form child file viewer. And I will also change the name of this form as well. At this point, what you want to do is get another hidden field. And this one is going to be the file ID as well. And then another hidden field, which is going to be the file extension. File extension, like that. And then I'm going to want to get my viewers. So first thing I want to do is yeah, I want to do that. So let's go ahead and change the width to about 800. Yeah, we'll keep the form nice and simple, like that. And then the first thing I want to do is get file viewer, like this. Alright, so that's my file viewer. Let's extend the height a little bit of the form. We'll nudge it down to about, I don't know, let's say, I think 800 will be sufficient, yeah. No, let's do 1000. Alright, and in this part I want to get an image. And then click apply, and we'll make this one a bit bigger. Yeah, I'll make it same as the file viewer, and then increase the size of the page. So let's do 1500. That works for me. I'll increase the file size. I don't want to do that. I'll increase. Alright, let's go and increase the form position to 2000. Alright, and now I can make this bigger. Cool, there we go. So now we've got a file viewer and we've got our image. Remember, you want to view your files in your file viewer and then image in image. And I'll show you how to differentiate them so the get's doing perfect. At this point, what you want to do is click publish, copy the child URL, remember your file ID name is FLD3, and then go back to your parent. You want to click on your hidden field and do conditioning. Set condition, say if current field is not empty, then go ahead and redirect me to my other form. And then open in modal. So you can say the width will be 1000. Actually, the width will only be 800. And the height can be, let's say, 1000. And then you want to set your parameters. So in the child, it's FLD3, the file ID. So what we want to do is set parameters. We want to say the file ID in the parent form must go to my FLD3 in the child form, like that. So if I click apply, save, I'm going to show you this process as well. Just going to enable some debug mode on, like that. So now let's just refresh our form, parent form that is, search for Joe Blogs, click on any one of these, doesn't matter. There you go, the file ID has been passed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to run a get, and the first get is going to essentially bring back the extension of the file in the child form. So go to Salesforce integration, do a get, add object, do file, do condition, content version ID equals file ID, and then just bring me back the extension in here, file extension. Click apply, click save. Let's test that as well. So if I click any one of these, it's going to run a get, and you can see it's brought back JPEG. If I do this one, it's going to bring back PDF. So that's working. Now the next step I want to do is, based off my extension, I want to hide either one of these. So I can say if current field equals or PDF docx doc, for example, then go ahead and show my file preview but hide the image, and uncheck support opposite and force execution, and then duplicate, and then in here say equals or JPG, PNG, JPEG, then go ahead and show image but hide the file preview, like that. Remember, no spaces in here, everything has to be the word, comma, like that. So let's just test this. Again, we'll click on docx, and you can see only the file preview is available here. Okay, and if I click on JPG, you can see only the image is available here now. So we've done that part, it looks good. Now all we want to do is view our files. So go back to the child. At this point, I'm going to I'll actually duplicate it, but I'll make it as a child. And this one is going to be for file viewer. The reason why I'm going to do two separate gets, one for file and one for image, because that's the best practice. We do not recommend that you do both in one get, otherwise it will cause problems. So here I'm just going to get rid of this and go to the file preview, and then just say version data. Alright, so the condition remains the same. You can even change this to, I don't know, we'll do this one like this, since it's a child, like that. We can even do that, but I want to put a rule condition here. I want to say only run when file extension equals docx or file extension equals PDF, and you can continue to add as many extensions as you like. So what I'm saying is only run this get when the file extension equals docx or PDF. And then I will clone this one as well. Again, so we're going to change this one, and we're just going to change it to image. So the condition remains the same, but the rule condition changes. Here I want to say it must either equals JPG, JPEG, or file extension must equals PNG. And then in here I'm going to get rid of version data, and then just simply say version data for the URL, apply and finish, like that. So we're running three gets. First one is bringing back the extension, and then these two run off this one based on the extension rule condition. So let's have a look. Let's see what this looks like. So let's refresh the entire form. Let's do Joe Blogs. Let's do JPG. And you can see this is my image coming directly from Salesforce. Alright, let's do PDF. And you can see based on the rule condition, this is my PDF. Let's do PNG. Again, based on the file extension, this is my PNG. Let's do docx. Again, based on the docx, this is my contract. Alright, so that's how you can view files, multiple files from tables based on their extension. Now, one more thing I guess suppose you want to know is, well, how do I actually add files directly in there? So what you want to do is get yourself two things, which is first is file upload, and then do a button. And then let's go and set up a push. So our push is going to go to files, where, and then there are a couple of things we need to do. First, our title, it's just going to be my file upload. My version data, in this case, is going to be my lookup, which is contact lookup. And then that should have been my contact lookup. And then my version data is going to be my file upload. And I'm just going to turn this into a custom action. So that's it, that's going to be my file upload. And once the file has been uploaded, I want to refresh the table as well. So what I'll just quickly do is I'll duplicate this entire one, turn it into a custom action, and then click apply. Now here's what's going to happen. This button here, I want to set this to Salesforce action, and then do file create, and then also run the second get. So I'll do a custom execution order, 1 and then 2. So what we'll do is we'll upload the file and then we'll refresh the table. That's it, that's all we're doing. Click save, and now let's do ourselves a test. So we'll pick up our contact, Joe Blogs, and then we'll upload a file. So I'll go to find like the smallest file available here, because there you go, 10 kilobytes, that will do. So there's my file. I'll submit it. It's going to go ahead and submit it and then run the get directly in here. Now in this case it hasn't run it because I've got a feeling I've run out of storage in my sandbox, so it could just be that. Let's reset and check. Yeah, I've exceeded my storage limit. Okay, so what I'll do is let's just delete some files really very quickly. Let's delete this one. I don't want this one. This will clear up some space. Okay, so let's refresh our form and try again. Show blogs, 3 files. I'm going to go and upload my other file now, which is hopefully pick up, there you go, 10 kilobytes, just an image. I'll submit it. It's now going to run it, and there are 3 rows, and it looks like it's erroring again because probably, yeah, I've exceeded my storage limit. So let's go and delete some files. As this can happen, chances are it's in my cases somewhere, one of them. Yeah, there's one, so we can delete this one. Let's check another few. Cool, I think that should work now, so let's refresh my form. Joe Blogs, upload another file. On the lowest, tell you what, I'll even do 6 kilobytes for now. Let's submit, and there you go. There's my file that I just loaded right here now. So that's how you do it really. When you set up your entire table and you want to view your files, Couple of things to be mindful of. As I said, files can only be viewed in files, and then image can only be viewed in an image element. That's why I show you how to set up your conditions through a table and do multiple. And this is a great way of doing it because you can do multiple file uploads, and then they can continue to see how many files they have. They can also delete them as well. That's another possibility. I've done a video on how to delete files directly from Salesforce. You can just watch that video and mirror that action into your table. But it's been a long video, and I hope you take a lot from it.